We start tonight with a Fox News alert. The federal investigation into the president's son and the president's brother is heating up. Not only are sources telling Primetime that the first son, Hunter Biden, is on the verge of being indicted, but it looks like the U.S. attorney in Delaware could be looking at President Joe Biden himself. Yesterday, during a grand jury testimony over Hunter's finances, a witness was asked to identify the big guy. This came after an email from Hunter's business partner, James Gilliar, was put into the record. The email showed a breakdown of the China deal and who was going to get a piece of the pie, saying, quote, 10 held by H for the big guy. Who's the big guy? Well, a bunch of emails on Hunter's laptop suggest the big guy was Joe Biden. And Hunter's former business partner, Tony Bobulinski, said it straight up.
It has 10% for the big guy held by H. I 1,000% sit here and know that the big guy is referencing Joe Biden. That's crystal clear to me because I lived it. I met with the former vice president in person multiple times.
We know Hunter's business partners were told not to call Joe by name. They wanted to keep Joe's role private. Hunter's partner confirmed it when he texted Bobulinski, quote, don't mention Joe being involved. It's only when you are face to face. I know you know that, but they are paranoid. So instead, Joe went by the big guy to try to cover up his whole role in all of this. But the grand jury is asking questions that lead right to the Oval Office. The media's whole containment operation can't contain a grand jury, but the press is trying their best anyway.
Until you make someone makes a nexus between what Hunter Biden has done and official activities of Vice President Biden or President Biden, it's a not pretty picture, but it's not really of much public import in terms of the policy of the United States or the administration of the government. And so far, there is zero evidence that Vice President Biden or President Biden has done anything wrong in connection with what Hunter Biden's done.
It's an important distinction.
I mean, there's a mountain of evidence, and it's all over, and everybody knows it. It's being honest. The White House is doing everything it can to block the president's exposure, though, even if it means lying. Listen.
The president has said that he never spoke to his son about his overseas business dealings. Is that still the case?
Yes.
Oh, she's going to regret that answer. Are we supposed to believe that the guy with the biggest mouth in Washington never asked his son what he was going to do in China when they flew there on Air Force Two? And on the way back, never asked, hey, Hunter, why'd you introduce me to those Chinese guys in Beijing? Biden never asked his son where the millions of dollars was coming from. Hey, Hunter, you're striking deals with Russia and Ukraine. Why are you going there? Then why are you buying Porsches? Never said that? Of course he knew what Hunter was up to. That's been the family business model for decades. But obviously Joe's a liar. This is the same guy who said Hunter made no money in China.
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about, China?
Oh, what are you talking about? The Times and the Post both confirmed that the Chinese paid Hunter and Jim Biden $5 million. Why would Biden lie about that? Well, we know why. Because Hunter was paying his father's bills and has paid the Biden family bills for years. Here he is complaining to his own daughter, saying, quote, don't worry, unlike Pop Joe, I won't make you give me half your salary. Did China bankroll Hunter's ritzy 30 grand a month Malibu home with 6 bedrooms, a gym, even a spa? I mean, Hunter needs to relax. It's stressful when the feds are breathing down your neck. Got to take a steam. Is the Malibu pad paid for with finger painting money? Hunter had to take out $1 million loan to pay back taxes, so where's he getting rent money from? Is he using his $2 million advance from his book deals to pay bills? Weird how his memoir didn't contain any details about his business career. He just left that out. He can't be flush with royalties because his book bombed. The question isn't, where's Hunter anymore? The question is, where's Hunter's money? Today, we found out that Joe Biden's own hatchet man and now Chief of Staff Ron Klain, asked Hunter for money when Joe was VP, saying in an email to Hunter in 2012, quote, "We need to keep this low key because raising money for the residents now is bad PR, but it has to be done. So I'm trying to just collect the 10 checks of $2,000, get it done in a week. 20 grand. How did Ron Klain know that Hunter was his dad's money man? And Hunter's business partner, Eric Sherwin, responded to Klain's email saying, well, discuss this and some other bills on Monday. Some other bills. We have emails from the laptop showing Hunter's business partners paid Biden's bills and that Hunter and Joe shared joint bank accounts. The media in the White House can't contain this much longer. Hunter's actually throwing a wedding for his daughter at the White House in November, right after the midterms. Maybe Hunter isn't scared at all. Maybe he knows he'll be saved again, like he always is. So if this investigation doesn't lead straight to the White House, it'll just prove that corruption is king in Washington, D.C.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.